Righty, hi, this is a recording on 8 April about our findings on the CULT DAO, as well as another project called shopping.io that we have been looking at this week. And the goal of this is basically, as we briefly shared in the community, to look at a project's token holders, how that increases over time, and then to try and find correlations of stuff that they do that causes more token holders, since that is a very high priority KPI at this stage. And also, since our resources are limited, we have to look for valuable actions that we can perform to make this work. So I'm going to share some findings from this week. I did share them in the community, but I'll briefly run through them as well. So I basically made a timeline of the CULT DAO, what they did when they registered the domain, created the Discord server, Twitter account, their first post, etc., etc. So this is a detailed timeline with events that happened and also corresponding comments or links to those events in the cases where we could find them. And what was very interesting was when they posted 4 very high value articles, it basically had zero impact on their token holders. So I do actually have the CULT DAO token holders here somewhere. Let me just quickly find that one. I've been looking at another query that I changed for a specific other token, but here is the query for the CULT DAO and their change in tokens over time. And there was a very rapid climb from the 25th, and then it kind of stabilized. And then on the 1st of April, again, a very rapid climb in token holders until they reached about 12,417. So you can actually see that on the 9th of February, when they posted their high value articles, it had almost zero impact on their token holders. So these articles didn't cause anybody to actually go and buy some of these tokens. Something that did happen on the 25th of March is they gave over ownership of their treasury to the community, and the community started then performing marketing actions as well. If you go and look through their announcements, so you can see on the 25th of March, that's when we saw a corresponding climb. They gave over control of the treasury, and from there a bunch of other things also happened. So the plan is to look further into that in the coming week. We didn't, they obviously also listed on MEXC, which is quite a big exchange. Yeah, we didn't, so at this stage I focused on trying to find another project with a similar kind of curve, not exactly the same, but something else we can look at to see what they did and whether we can find correlations. So we don't just say, okay, CULT DAO did XYZ and then they got more token holders, therefore doing XYZ is the right thing, but rather to say, they did it, another project also did it, maybe a third project also did it. We can find some correlation and then say, okay, this is clearly the kind of thing we should be doing to get more eyes on the project. Another one that we found is called, so just for clarity, it does take a lot of time to find these projects because we have certain criteria about how old the project should be, how rapidly it grew in a certain time, what the market cap should be. So it's not like there's just a nice list where we can go and find these. It's quite a lot of work to dig through them, sift through the data, and then find relevant projects for our set of parameters. So that does take some time and manual sifting. So it's not a very quick process. Another one I found is called shopping.io. So as you can see, that's a bit of an older project, but they grew very rapidly and then kind of stabilized. They've been going down a bit over time, but they also reached about almost 16,000 token holders there at the top. And then they've been gradually going down to about 14,000. So they lost about 2,000, not too much in the bigger scheme of things. Here are some interesting events that happened. I don't have that in a document yet, but I'll just explain it because I've been working on this today, so I still know all the information is fresh and correct. For instance, they had a very steep climb there on the 3rd of February in 2021, where they had 3,176 token holders and then jumped all the way to almost 7,000. So on the bigger graph, this doesn't seem like a very big jump, but it is actually more than double the token holders in a day's time. So, and what happened there is Sheldon Evans actually posted a video, and you can see right after he posted the video, people started buying this token, and they grew. Then they sort of rapidly, or they grew gradually and then again rapidly. I've been trying to look into that growth as to why that happened. I don't have a specific reason. So again, this is not, we can't just say there's a YouTube video, it was that. There is a lot to go through. So we go through the Discord history, we go through the Telegram history, we go through Twitter, we go through all the different channels to try and correlate these growth spurts and see, you know, what actually caused it. So it is a lot of work, and we don't have tons of resources, so it does take time. But Jared was very clear doing a Twitter advanced search that they, from the beginning, so looking from the first post, as you can see, welcome to shopping.io, they've been doing these kind of giveaway posts. So here's a giveaway, here's another giveaway, here's another giveaway. So here's another one. So they've been doing a lot, kind of bribing the people to join their Telegram channel, and then giving away just these rewards, kind of, you know, giving away their marketing budget to the community. And obviously what then happened is, you can see these posts actually reached a lot of people. It was shared a lot of times, and they kind of took the shotgun approach, and somebody obviously shared it. This is where I'm, this kind of thing we'll never necessarily know for sure, but somebody relevant shared it. A guy like Sheldon picked up on it, and he looked into it, he found the project to be legit, and then obviously decided to make that video. So again, these guys kind of bribed the Twitter community to share this, and then it got on the radar of a bigger player who then shared the project. So again, points to the kind of thing that we should potentially be looking at as an actionable task. So yeah, that's pretty much it for now. There is a lot of information to go through. It takes a reasonable amount of time, but I think we've been making some solid progress, and us also mapping this back to actual token holders and looking at projects, I believe is a valuable action. So we can say, here's some clear evident data that when these guys performed these actions, their token holders grew. And when they did this kind of stuff, it didn't really make a difference at all. That kind of correlation can be dangerous to make when we get to things like attribution modeling, saying that this event caused the action, therefore the other events are not valuable. Maybe with CULT DAO, for instance, their articles were part of the stepping stones of getting to the valuable action. So maybe somebody saw the article, waited a few days, saw another thing, and then acted, and that's why they grew. So one can't really say, you know, the article is not valuable. You wouldn't really know that, but it could at least, if we can find the event on the date that clearly caused the spurt and look at other stuff they did, that could still be relevant. So yeah, I think I'll stop it here. That's pretty much all the information we found, and looking forward to digging into this a bit more this week and sharing our findings hopefully next week. Have a great weekend.